Alright, I got the fan going over there.
Alright, pause right there. Unbelievable. I find some dampness underneath, so I end up putting a fan to set up and start just drying everything out. So here's a shot from the bottom of the van. I'm shining a light so you can see the hole. This is one of the two areas that the grommet was missing from.
So I'm drying it out, acetoned, treat it, you know, the whole 9 yards. And so I also took out the radio again, ran another RCAs for my sub. So now I have front, rear, and subs RCA outputs. So those will be ready to go. I did a little fill on these little holes, so see the difference? See the difference? So, and then we're getting there with this wood. It's already cut, ready to be put down.
So in the subfloor I have two 7-gallon tanks, and then I put a pump on it, and it's married to both. In this last picture you can see the two 7-gallon tanks already put together, and they're actually being held by the original bracket that was used for the floor.
I also ran the cables, LED lights and fan. They're going through there, through the back, goes up, and then it goes through the back. I had to fish it. And if you may see right there, it comes through that little area. And then I split it off 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ready for the LED puck lights. I think that's pretty much it for tonight. I'll have to let that dry, and we'll start in the morning. All right, so I took off the cover for the motor and put a little USB slot there. So just put those in there. I fished them through, putting that grommet through there, and it's gonna tie in into another switch panel down there. That all will run all underneath, all the way to the other side, and this is where all my wires are coming in, or coming over there. I'm labeling them, so I can never have too much USBs. So I've got USBs running off of the house battery and the main battery. All right, so to get to the battery, and also I could have put it over top, but I wanted to make it look nice, so I took all this apart to fish the 4-gauge wire through. Boy, what a hassle. Actually, not too much. It's just the first time you obviously do something. This is the isolator, and if you see, I've cut nice little slits there, and put nice little, the ones that come with this is kind of cheap and small, so I used 4-gauge instead of the, I think 6-gauge that comes with it. Probably overkill, but also nice, put a sleeve on it. Comes with these little red ones, but that's too small, so I'm gonna take that one off there. But I just wanted to mark it because I make sure that, actually maybe I'll do that too, to kind of mark it that that's the hot coming off the battery. There's the isolator mounted on this piece here. Makes me feel better since it's plastic versus metal. And so you've got the positive headed to the battery, the main battery here. I hope so. I hope I did that right. Of course, you always do. Yeah, this is going back. This is the main battery, and this is going to the very back. And the reason I know that is because it's got the red, like we did. Yep, perfect. It's got the red. See that right there? So I know that this is going to here, which is the terminal for the main. And then this is the aux battery. And that's fished all the way down. I had to take all this apart to do it nice and neat like this. And now we put the cover on. And this is just to fish. I was using that cable to fish through the, man, it looks really nice.
Let me show you a wiring diagram for that. This is, it says fast and easy installation. So you end up hooking one to the start main battery and the other one to the auxiliary battery, and then just the black ground wire. I ended up not using the lead to bypass. From everything I've read and seen online, it's not necessary. More on that later. But on this area here, I wanted to do something to keep the lines going from the windows, almost like another window. So I ended up taking it in and went to a vinyl shop, and they ended up telling me, it's like, yeah, that's not a problem. I ended up using a flat vinyl and just went along with the lines where the window would be. I ended up taking a chance and ended up liking it. Now as we move back into the interior, we ended up starting on the fridge frame and the bed frame. As you see here from this picture, we ended up going with a sideways mount, and the reason why is to make a seat platform on top of it, not actually on the cooler, and then you can actually just pull it, slide it out, and you have access to it. All this with a bed frame. I think it was a great idea. He came up with it and went with it.
All right, so change of plans. This is the bed coming together. I gotta watch around my head there. And look what Enrique did. Look what he developed. The fridge slides out right there. So if you get out of the driver's seat, you have quick access to it. The other way we were planning, that means that they would be on the other side pulling this way. So very, very great idea. So here we were thinking about either doing a small little tabletop, because this will be the whole bed, 6 feet, 72 inches. But instead we're talking about putting a piece that just goes right on top of there. So I think that's the route we're gonna go, that way it's stronger, just in case you sit down or what have you. And you can see the detail. I mean, he has put so much detail into this. But this, I am stoked about. Look at this thing, man. And actually, I was wondering about this, but this is not even, it's perfect. You can step right up to there. Got the access right there that you saw in the last video. And the kitchen will come up to about
here,
right there.
from here the sink, the house. Yeah.
This guy's talented right there, man. You should be having your own company doing all this full time. This guy's like an engineer, NASA engineer. He works on like valves and all kinds of stuff.
We're working on it.
But he loves this. That's why he loves this stuff.
Yeah.
I wish I could be here around the clock with him. Look at that. Didn't even realize that was soft close. Wow. And then on this side, put a cover there, and that's where the fridge. Man, oh man, this is turning out to be. So a little wall go right up there. The kitchen right there. We got the fan up there. We'll get the insulation up there. It's coming together.
So I decided instead of doing a sliding bed, I ended up doing a one-piece bed. I did not want to deal with the back and forth, the wear and tear, and I just wanted one place that it's always ready to go. I did make it a little wider as a result, so then I ended up taking the real estate away from the kitchen. So we'll get into that in a second. But from here you can access the electrical. We still have a lot of work to do there. You know, right now we're just putting the battery in there to see where it's gonna be exactly. And then another access point into the back. That way you don't have to open the back doors to get into the cabinet. Yes, we do have to put little handles on it, but this is the inside drawer. You can get to it from the inside as well as if the doors are open from the outside. Therefore, no need to open the back doors. So moving on to the back of the bed platform, this is where we're going to have the drawer, and this is where we're going to have the table underneath. Right now we just fitted out the little area that it's going to be blocked, but let me go ahead and take this off, and you can see where underneath there you have a drawer, you know, and then you have a table. So we're going to have handles obviously on both of these, and we'll probably either stain or paint that, don't know yet. So yeah, that's on another project. So moving on to looking at Backsplash Samples, I went to Lowe's and fell in love with this Backsplash. It's a subway tile look. So I ended up going with that, and then also picked up a porcelain sink. Unfortunately, I needed a little bit bigger size because this is trying to make it as small as possible because I wanted to be able to have that bed, remember, and have quite a bit of space for my bike in the middle. So I had to go with a smaller sink, and this porcelain worked out perfect. And the cabinet can come right up here to the edge, therefore giving me as much room as possible. So yeah, this is going to work out good.
Notice over there, that is the intake for 2 7-gallons, so that you see the access there to the pump. You have a 7-gallon tank underneath there and a 7-gallon tank underneath there, and then the other hose is the overflow. So that's where the kitchen will go all the way from there, and it'll come right over here. And so you're going to have a hose also on the top of that. You're going to have a retractable hose, so you have a kitchen access, and it's going to wire off from the pump to have a hose, and the hose will just hang there, so you just pull it out and drop it back into the little hole. We still got to finish up the roof. Reason we're kind of still figuring out what color we're going to do, how we're going to do it. I definitely, on some people's videos, I see that the beam, you can see it, but we wanted to do an entire all the way over. If you see the speaker there, let me show you. Okay, so that's where the speaker, it's a 10-inch subwoofer, is going to go. You can see he's already been doing all the electronics for it. We've got the Renogy right there, and then right there is where we're going to put the receptacle on the other side. And as you've seen this from the other videos, you got the ISCO. This just gives you a little access, so it's a little different. I haven't seen one like this, and I'll be honest, that's the guy who designed it, Enrique. Yep, he designed it. You know, first I went through so many ideas, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna make it like this, I'm just gonna do it like this. And so when he did this, we were gonna do it opening that way, and he was thinking, and he goes, wait a minute, that means when he gets out of the door, he comes over here, he's not going to get to the fridge. So he did it this way, and man, what good thinking, because now I get a little bench seat out of it, and I'm going to get the Lagoon table, and we're going to make it a nice little top, and the top will actually sit right flush on, right across, and that also can be part of the Lagoon table.
As we move on to the kitchen, started on the kitchen framing, and then as you see, the sink's on a box back there because we're trying to just see height wise where to put it. The main thing we need to make sure is that we don't go too high, because I want to put a little bit of a cabinet, and also want to do a butcher block. So I want to have a good height. So right here we're just doing some templates and putting the sink on a box just to see basically where we can put it and get a little bit more height out of it.
Okay, so the bed platform is almost done. All the screw holes, Enrique did a really good job of just go ahead and putting the filler in, and then we're going to sand that down. You can see there's going to be a 10-inch subwoofer there. There's six and a half speakers, 2 in the back, 2 in each door, and 2 in the front, and the tweeters on the pillars. And then you have the 10-inch, and then you have a amplifier below the driver's seat that is a 5-channel amplifier. And then here, you are going to have obviously the faucet there, but I wanted a different faucet just to rinse off. So As you saw before, there's 2 7-gallon tanks underneath the subfloor there, and this is how you fill it up right there. And for some reason, if you overfill, there's an overflow hose right next to it. So right above that, you have a nice shower. Look at that. That's beautiful. So, and then it just goes right back in there, and obviously you see the hose because this compartment is going to have all the plumbing there. There's all the cables. So we still have a lot to do. Decided to sacrifice kitchen to have a 1-piece bed, and then I have 2 compartments. That is a slide out cabinet and table from that side. My wife claims she's the best driver and everything. Come on, babe.
Yeah,
let's go. She parked on the curb. Good job, baby. Good job. No comment? I'm the best driver. Best parker.
The best is how you look
Best
for
to
me
park.
for 20 minutes in church tonight, because I'm like, 2 over on the left.
And just
The left
before
is
that, she was
center.
telling me,
The
I'm
left
on the left. I'm on the left.
Thank you.
Apparently the other left. Oh my gosh. Seriously.
You have to work with me.
Oh my gosh. It's
Help
on
me.
it's on the record.
Help you.
It's on the record.
Help me.
Good
Help
parking.
me.
Good
Do it.
parking.
Do it.
I'm glad we didn't run over anybody parking.